Alright, best of 2023. I'm going to do this one a little bit loosey-goosey because I simply do not have the time to write anything. So I've made a list of the stuff that I checked out this year. But there was a lot of stuff actually this year that I've not got to yet. So I'm mad as hell about that actually. But out of the things that I have seen, I'll do a top 10. I'm going to do a good, clean, best of 2023 without any interesting structural framing. It's going to be incredibly straightforward. It is going to be, it sounds like I'm going to do a fake out, cop out. No, it's going to be incredibly straightforward. So, first up, Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, the expansion for Cyberpunk. I'm not putting Cyberpunk in my best of list. It's a very cool thing to do this year. It's the same game it was at launch. So I was really mad about that and the fact that people were reappraising it and stuff. So this DLC had to do a lot to win me over, I think. And it did, with just some fantastic moments towards the end. I think Cyberpunk, the base game, was at its best when it was doing narrative moments. The music swelled and you were looking at a view and there was dialogue and, you know, it all just sort of clicked into place, and they really pull that off possibly even better here, including my favorite moment of anything in the year at the end of one of the narrative branches. So if you're going to check this out, definitely pick the right ending so that you get the amazing emotional climax. Killers of the Flower Moon, a really powerful, angry portrayal of evil. It's incredibly sharp and tries to get to the truth of the story, you know, and not trying to create a satisfying story. It's nice. This movie has the same anxieties about this movie that I have about this movie. You know, it ultimately deals with its own perspective and sort of shoots you out at the end. Very fucking clever. And a great one for me to have on this list, because I don't think there's really anything that I could say about it that would be better than just going and watching the thing. So that cuts down on how much work I have to do here. The Mask 2023. I think Conor O'Malley has been working at this character and this sort of thing for a long time, and this just feels like the culmination of all different things that he's done. It shows a real mastery of doing this. This goes a lot more dramatic than funny. I mean, it's still funny, but I think he's sort of tipped over into a much more general social satire. It's really a journey into Conor O'Malley character, made up entirely of fake moments and whatever, but fake moments that show you what society is like. It's a darkly amusing, bleak look into brain rot, content hell, and the psychopathy of making online content. Yeah, that's what it is, I think. The System Shock remake. I thought this was an incredible remake. I sort of love the System Shock games, but System Shock 1, we have to admit, it sucks to play. Actually, I've never finished the original System Shock. It does suck to play. And this is really a very faithful remake that does update some things in very clever ways, but, you know, retains the map and the logic and all of the different gameplay elements, while tastefully adding some things on top of that. And it's got a sort of blended, slightly retro, but with modern rendering aesthetic, which is quite nice. And I think it's just like everything that you would hope a remaster would be. It's taken this old game, which is iconic and important and all this stuff, but sort of unplayable, and made it into a playable, enjoyable game. So I think that was a great remake, and the only good remake to come out this year. There you go. Just because I'm being nice about things doesn't mean we can't fit in some inflammatory bait. Succession Season 4. I always like Succession. It's the same as the rest of it, which was very good. But I think they really stuck the landing, which you'd think they would, actually. I didn't really have any concerns. Actually, I did have one concern, which was they'd introduced this Elon Musk satire character, you know, a tech billionaire who was edgy online and whatever. However, unlike real life tech billionaires, this guy was smart and knew what he was doing and right all the time. So I did have concerns about that, but what they've done, which is very clever, is they've just pushed that further, and he was right all the time, right up until the very end. But there's some fantastic last-minute character reveals that really like recontextualize things and explode the characters. It's incredible and perfectly ended. It ended exactly where it should have. And you know, it's always had that great luxurious film look, the incredible Bratell soundtrack, excellent style with sharp satire and real emotion under it. Matson Head's Stay Winning. Thy Slaughter, soft rock. This is A.G. Cook and Easy Fun from PC Music with an assortment of vocalists. And I loved the early PC Music stuff, especially. I've liked all of their stuff, but their early stuff, it was like, wow, this is something fresh and pushing the genre forward and whatever. And the same with Charlie XCX and Caroline Polachek, and this feels like a return to pushing the genre forward. Just the most experimental that they've got in a long time, and really everything that I'd hope to hear from all of these people. And actually, while we're here, I'll fold in Caroline Polachek, Dang. I've not checked the credits on that, but I assume that there's some overlap here. So there you go. This album and Dang, check them out. Copenhagen Cowboys, a Nicholas Winding Refn Netflix show. I think he's sort of increasingly leaning in to what he does, and I think it really pays off here. It's going for a sort of exploitation sort of thing, a sort of revenge story, superhero story, vampire story, crime story, all filtered through his style. So it's very slow, and the lead actress doesn't get a lot of dialogue. It's fantastic. And I thought it was actually also pretty smart about what it was doing and saying, and I've always thought of the Nicholas Winding Refn movies and shows as more style than substance, and I really love the style, so you know, I defend them on that level, but this really got me thinking about the substance of what he's done. It's given me a whole new appreciation for his work, but also, as well as that, it's pretty dumb and annoying and silly. Sugar World by Jonathan Leindoer 96. I started listening to this album when it came out, and it opens with this bad, off-putting butt rock, so I wasn't really into that. But a couple of months ago, I got a music video, my YouTube recommendations. I checked that out. It's an incredible music video, an incredible song, and so I checked out the rest of the album, and it's incredible. I've even come around on the butt rock. I always loved in the Young Lean stuff when he was kind of singing, so if you like that sort of thing, you'll love this. It's got that understated vocal texture, it's slightly off, instrumentational, has this very retro flavor to it, and actually I think that music video is a great end to this album with this very sort of off-putting, surreal, retro look, but just sort of a genuinely beautiful album, I think, and also dumb and annoying and silly. Bottoms, easily my movie of the year. I love this so much. It's not exactly my sort of thing, it's not exactly aimed at me, but I thought, you know, it was just willing to go all out, doing comedy things that we haven't seen too much of. It feels super fresh and current, and not like things we've seen before, but it is a return to a mid-budget, middle-brow, maybe that's too high of a brow, low-budget, low-brow comedy, and also great soundtrack, a great look, and a great sort of no-stakes plot that really moves. And I think it's probably just the closest to my sense of humor that I've ever got out of a movie. It's really funny and stupid and willing to go for every possible joke. I guess it's dumb and annoying and silly too. Is everything on this list? Wait, I've not planned to say that about everything. I'm learning a lot about my taste right now. And my thing of the year is gonna have to be, get those sirens going, Starfield. Yeah, I liked it. I've talked about it too much, actually, so I won't. Let's cut to a clip of me talking about it 12 months ago. Starfield, obviously very controversial at launch, a mile wide and an inch deep, and it's just basically taken Bethesda's game design into a space setting. It's not really offering anything new, but what more could you ask for? That's fantastic. You know, nothing here at all in terms of narrative or innovation, but it's just an incredible game to put on and get lost in. And that's my game of the year. I know what I'm like, and I know how I get. There you go, that's it, fuck you. I'll talk about all my honourable mentions on the website. I'll talk about my worst of list on the website, and I won't talk about the things that I want to see and I'm really bitter about the fact that they're not released here yet due to the collapse of streaming and stuff. I won't talk about that stuff ever. So check that out. That's all for now. Subscribe to calebgamman.com.